I'm sure everyone watches TV shows, right? And there's always the first pilot episode that you have, right? And taking the same logic here, you got to do all of this, say, recording. Just make a 2-3 minute episode, right? And then figure out what's working, what's not working, how can you improve it. Talk to people who have done podcasts, right? And then kind of figure out, okay, look, this is what it is. Get their feedback and then understand, okay, how can you really do it? How can you enhance the audio and video with the existing resources that you have?
That's
And
true.
if you feel that existing resources are so goddamn bad, then go get yourself a bloody camera or a good microphone and then invest. But I think slowly just build up a certain amount of episodes, right? And then when you get in the hang of podcasting, then you can start investing in the setup. You don't want to be investing 1 lakh and the return on investment is zero because you just did it for the heck of it for the first 2 weeks because you had that zeal, and then after 2 weeks you kind of just wanted to go out and party, or you wanted to go out and meet some friends, and then it never happened.
Hello and welcome to yet another episode of Right Now Show. This is the 12th episode? It's pretty special episode for us because for last 10 episodes we were recording from our own homes and it was all virtual, but finally Abhinandan is here in the studio and we are recording in person, so it's pretty exciting. So let's see how the conversation flows. It's been a while talking like this. Today's episode is very special because we felt that this is something that will create value to our listeners and a lot of people out there who want to bring out their voice to the world. So it's not just about creating content or doing, but you might have different objective altogether. So today's podcast is called How to Start Your Own Podcast.
What an innovative topic, right? And I think a lot of people want to put out their thoughts to the world, and this, hopefully, we as podcasters can really help you guys out from our experience, what we've noticed, and then put something out there so that you guys can do it more effectively and put out lovely thoughts of yours and your guests out to the wide world.
Yeah, exactly. So that brings us to the first point actually. While starting a podcast, you should be kind of clear about your objective. Now, the objective might differ from, like, you might have a product and you want to build topics around that product. So that could be your first thing. Or if you're like a individual artist, independent artist, then you might want to create a community. Or even if you are like a group of people, then you might want to create community. And podcast is like really good for that. And basically you have to create value in any form, either stories or self-help kind of podcasts, inspirational, success, whatever. There are like so many podcasts out there, so you have to be little clear about your objective. So but when we were starting out, I feel we didn't have any objectives, no, as such. Like, we just thought that we should just do podcasts.
Yeah.
And because we want to create some fun content.
Yeah, I mean, it was one fine. We had this idea, right? A lot of times we spoke about it. We said, "Hey, look, we should start something of this kind, right? In terms of an audio podcast or a video podcast." But that was something that we didn't know how to start, what to do, and then obviously the corona came, and then it had its own podcast. But but finally we were like, look guys, I mean, we told ourselves, look guys, and we were like, we got to do this, right? We got to put like how they say, you got to put pen to paper, we got to put mic to our mouths. So
That doesn't sound right, but okay. Forgive you for what you're trying to say, but essentially, yeah, that's the thing. So if you don't have like a solid reason or objective of starting a podcast, at least you should do for the love of it.
yeah.
That's like the basic.
And I think one more thing, right? Often people don't start because they kind of think, how is it going to be? It's going to be really hard, right? And we were in the similar situation. We were totally clueless in terms of what to really do. But then we kind of make a decision. We made a decision, in fact, to kind of just put something out, right? And then as the way goes, as podcasts really go, as time goes, we can really learn from our mistakes. We can correct it, and that's so important because the analysis paralysis thing is so important here. But you got to make mistakes early, and then hopefully 10 years down the lane, you are mistake free.
Exactly. I mean, not to sound inspirational and all, but if you truly want to do something, if you truly have a goal of, say, I want to put out a podcast, if that is your goal, then you can figure out all the things around it. So that is just the process. Even if you are like you said, analysis paralysis thing. So if you are like technically challenged, technologically challenged, then you will slowly start to learn stuff, at least the stuff that it's required for you to put out the podcast. So definitely that's important. And the second thing is like the target audience. So you should be clear about who you're speaking to, who is your target audience, and what do you want to create for them. So I think if we look at our target audience, it's mostly people in the age of 20 to 35. So you should be clear of your target audience. If not like super clear, then you should slowly try to figure out as you go. And like obviously it's not something like hard and fast rule to think about, but then it's good to have a idea of who is your target audience.
Apart from the target audience, you got to lock in your format, right? Is it that you are going to have a monologue, right? Or you're going to have a friend with you or a co-podcaster, in this case, the other Abhi, right? So in this
Okay,
case,
fine, make us the other Abhi, man. Be the primary one. Okay, just kidding.
So in this case, we were two of us, and that was the format. And we have two specific. So you got to keep in mind how you need to take forward those podcasts, right? So we have two specific formats in terms of us discussing certain topics like this one, right? And the other kind of major format is inviting guests onto the podcast, and then letting them really share their views, their stories, their experiences, right? So these, by and large, you kind of need to know where the podcast is heading. The direction is very important. Like how Abhinav mentioned, the vision, the objective, and the direction. So you got to keep in mind next 1-2 years, okay, what it's going to look like. Obviously, on the way, you will understand, you kind of think, look, this is not working, that's not working, but that's on an ad hoc basis, right? But initially, you got to have that thought, and then just go ahead.
That's true. And like the point that Abhinandan mentioned was about format. Under format, the other thing was, apart from how many people you want to bring in and what kind of podcast you have, the next thing is it going to be audio or video based podcast? Obviously, like now we have these two major things. I don't know how future is going to look like, but audio and video are like the major mediums or channels. So listening is definitely a future, although like we might say of that, like, no, what are you talking about? Video is the future. Like listening was the feature. Listening was the future way back when, there were no TVs and all, and radios was the thing. But the trend shows that it's coming back. People want to consume content passively when they're in gym or when they're studying and when they're just maybe, going to sleep and things like that. And that's a huge chunk of people's time, and it's coming back. So you have to be clear about what it is. Audio is definitely a must because it's a podcast. So audio is must. Along with that, if you want video, so you have to be clear about that. Now, how we are going to shoot this? We are going to talk about that in the section of preparation and setup. And you should be clear about the length of your podcast. How long do you want it? Are you like length bound? For example, like we try to keep our podcast around 30 to 40 minutes per episode. But it has also happened for 1 or 2 episodes that it has gone to 1 hour, 1 hour 10 minutes for a few episodes. But then ideally we like to stick for, maybe like record a 1 hour podcast and divide it into 2. That's what we've been doing. So it's not hard and fast as of now. but we'll definitely like to experiment with other longer formats as well and see how it works. And also, like, for people uh, who are first time listening to a podcast, Abhinandan puts up like shorter versions of this podcast, so you can check it out there. So we feel that, you know, there is also an audience that listens to shorter versions of podcast, like 5-10 minutes and all, and that's available in Abhinandan's channel, link in description. Now, moving on to the pre-preparation of your podcast. That is like the we spoke about the 0 step of objectives, target, and format. Now we are going to talk about pre-preparation of the podcast.
Pre-preparation of the podcast is one of the most important things, right? Like we mentioned, we touched upon that point of having to kind of understand where exactly the podcast is going, what's the format of the podcast, right? In this case, so a lot of our podcasts are wherein guests are really coming and sharing their views. So what you need to keep in mind is a key important of the pre-preparation is inviting a guest, right? And then also making sure that the guest actually knows what topic we really want them to speak about. Obviously, we have discussions with our guests with respect to what would they like to speak about, and then we kind of debate saying, okay, can we kind of modulate this? And this is because this is our target audience, right? So you can't have a very technical person talking about technical stuff, because your audience would really zone out. So we got to strike that balance, and I think we've kind of started doing that more consciously, right? So that is with respect to pre-preparation. But then you also need to keep in mind, because in this case specifically, in terms of pandemic, right, it's all on the Zoom call. So we got to keep in mind, and we got to let the guest know that, look, this is the format. We would like the guest to preferably record their audio on a separate device, so that we get a clearer audio apart from the Zoom video that we're getting. So I think it's important that you need to keep your guests informed about the topic one and about their setup too, because
True.
their setup is going to be really important
Yeah.
in the overall scheme of things, and how their audio comes out, how their video comes out. So that's very important, and make sure you have all of that in mind. If you are discussing amongst yourselves, or if it's a monologue, I think that kind of becomes a little more simpler. But you need to have a structure to the whole podcast. You can't keep going around everywhere, right? So that point structure of how the podcast is going to flow, that is a key important point in your pre-preparation. Okay.
Yeah. And apart from that, the major thing that we have to account for is, you know, the hosting and distribution platforms. So unlike video where you have like a YouTube or Vimeo where you directly go and upload, audio platform is kind of a different ball game, where, you know, there are certain players who act like the middleman. For example, if you want to publish your podcast on Spotify or Google Podcast or Apple Podcast, you cannot go directly, you know, they are not like distribution websites basically. So you have certain players in middle who are actually holding the whole, you know, it's almost like a monopoly kind of a thing. So there is basically Anchor by Spotify, and then Red Circle, and then Podbean, Buzzsprout, etc. Now we are going to go in details of all this in the distribution and hosting sections. So wait, do not leave so fast. So that is something that you have to figure out before your first podcast, because you should know how you're going to distribute your audio. And obviously you need listeners, right? So you need help of all this. That's more or less about pre-preparation, you know, identifying your guest and finding the way you are going to tell your story, and then the platforms itself figuring out. Going to the next section. The next section is about preparation and setup of a podcast. Technical side of things, you have audio and video. So for audio, if you are doing a one person setup, then you should have some audio device where you can record stuff, be it a proper microphone, or be it, you know, even your mobile phone also. But you have to account for certain things while recording, and we'll come to that. And then there is also video setup. If you want to have a video podcast like we are doing right now, you have to have a proper setup where you have mics for both the speakers, so that your audio is clear. And also, like, we are using phones in our case, so phones do the job. Trust us, guys. It's not the camera that matters, but it's about a light, actually, how well you are lit and stuff like that. So maybe invest in a good light, or open the windows and stuff like that. So we'll come to that in the production part.
But one more thing, right? And we need to remind the people who are listening is that often a lot of effort and thinking goes off into the video, right? But podcasting as a medium is an audio medium. I mean, by and large, right? So get yourself or the audio sorted out first. So the audio clarity is what is the most important thing in a podcast. Then comes the video. I mean, if you can get good video, obviously, you, like Abhinav said, the phones do the job, right? But audio, number one, just drill it in your head. The minute you think about video, tell yourself audio again.
Yeah. If you're creating content for long enough, this will be like pretty clear to you that like audio is definitely important in video, especially when you are having A-roll, when people are speaking. So yeah, B-roll and all you shoot with camera, and no, there's no worry about the audio. But for a setup like podcast, audio is like, I would say like 70 to 80% is just audio. Video is just a plus, that's it. Structure and topics. Okay, so basically while preparing for your podcast, what we do is we fix on a topic, and with our guest, just the day before or on the day of podcast, we sit like 1 hour before, and first thing is we talk for a while, and we kind of familiarize with each other, and talk informal stuff. And like, there have been so many podcasts where there were guests who I didn't know and Abhinandan knew, and the other way around also. But we took that time before podcast to just talk, get to understand, network properly, and then build a small rapport there, right? In whatever time we have there. So that is very important. And I'm pretty sure like still we are in like a comfort zone where we are kind of inviting guests that we know and all that. But in future, when we'll be bringing in guests who are like totally new, say tomorrow, if we're trying to interview someone like say Kunal Shah or Joe Rogan maybe, we have to talk to him and build a rapport beforehand.
And I think why that's so important is any random person who comes, right, and you want them to tell the story, they need to feel comfortable to kind of open up. And that comfort level would not come if suddenly you get someone whom you don't know and you put them on the chair and switch on the lights and say, come on, let's start, right? So got to warm them up first. Anything that needs to be hot needs to be warmed up first.
Okay. Coming to the structure and topic. So we, like Abhinandan said before, we try to, mix complicated topics sometimes here. If you're talking about say cybersecurity or something like that. By the way, there's an episode coming out about cybersecurity shortly. So if you talk to someone like me, okay, I'm from a non-tech background. If you talk to me about cybersecurity and shit, I'm like, what is that? Like, I'm not interested. I'll lose it. So making a storytelling approach and kind of dumbing it down for the audience, so that they're able to understand what cybersecurity is, what is that complex topic, is very important. So having that storytelling approach is absolutely important. In filmmaking, there's this thing called 3-act structures, where you have setup, then you have confrontation, and then resolution. If you follow that in any kind of content that you create, it is going to help you immensely. Like not just a movie, even a podcast, even a vlog. Casey Neistat follows 3-act structure. Like if you see his vlogs, you can easily break it down into, there is a setup where he's establishing the problem. He's giving the problem statement to you. And then next part is confrontation and how he's tackling the problem and things like that. And, and then finally there is resolution as to like how he's coming out of it, and has he solved it, or even if he has not solved it, there has to be a resolution of some kind. So if you follow that in your podcast or any kind of content that you create, that's it. That's a secret, by the way. So we try our best in whatever little knowledge we have to try and follow the 3-act storytelling structure. And coming to topic, so sometimes like we don't understand something. So for example, we talked about poop with one of the doctors who's like our friend also, who's talking about fecal matter transplant and things like that. He's talking about things like microbiome and all. And Abhinandan and I are like both are from like non-tech backgrounds, and we're like, what is going on? And luckily we weren't that way in the podcast because we did our homework. We read up a couple of articles beforehand and understood what he's trying to say, at least roughly. Like you can't go into details, we don't have that kind of time, but it is important to be in the same page when we are talking and at least understand overall what's being said.
Like Abhinav said, it's all important to kind of make sure your setup is right. Your planning should be good. Your pre-preparation should be good, right? And then half the job for your execution is done. All you need to do next is to execute all of that stuff, right?
That's true.
And that's where actually, in terms of setup, really comes. We talked about audio being a very important thing, right? And then the video. So you got to set up this in a very a precise manner so that you get your good audio, you get your video. In the current pandemic, it could be Zoom calls. If you're shooting at home like we are, shooting with 2 phones, microphones, laptop, you need a recording software if you're using a laptop, and a lot of stuff, I think. So then that really comes down to the execution aspect of it. So you've planned all of this stuff, and then it's the time to really execute stuff, right?
And that's where we go to the next topic of production. So while producing a podcast, what all is necessary? If it is an audio podcast, like I said earlier, your phone will do. The important thing is noise cancellation. By noise cancellation, I don't mean your Sony headphones or Bose Quiet Comfort and things like that. What I mean is how you can block all the noises. So for example, right now we are recording. It is not a soundproof room, but we have tried our best to block noises. We have like closed all the windows and the door, all the door, the main door, also the bathroom door and things like that. And the curtains certainly help.
Yeah.
And because there is some furniture, the echo is getting slightly reduced. That is the other thing. And we have switched off all the fans. So these things are important, like close all the windows, close all the doors, and switch off the fan, and try to cut noise as much as you can to kind of improve the sound quality naturally. So that is the first step. Cut out the sound, cut out the echo. And then the third thing would be to how you can have a good recording. For example, if I have my phone, I cannot keep my phone far away and record. If I'm recording audio podcast, I should just keep it here and not touch it for a while. Go into aeroplane mode, and there are few recording, softwares, like there's Dolby Digital. I think you have used Dolby, right? It has a very good noise cancellation, and the what do you call that, texture, voice texture is very good in that. And even the native apps like the recording app of iPhone, the recording app of OnePlus is also like pretty good.
Yep.
So all you need to do is just keep it here and record. If you want a little more clarity, then maybe you can plug in like a good pair of earphones or Bluetooth earbuds and things like that, and just record. So that is like the basic audio setup. Now coming to video setup, we have to have phone cameras could do. Now your thing is like, if you're starting out, I would suggest that, unless you already have equipment, don't straight away go and invest into, like a aperture light or like a key light and things like that. With whatever you have, like a say table lamp or like tube light or natural light window itself, it'll give you such soft light on your face, right? So that itself is kind of more than enough. So make sure that try to get the best output of whatever is possible, and make sure that your frame is looking clean and aesthetic. Please don't kind of throw stuff around. But again, like Abhinandan said earlier, audio quality is most important. So video quality comes next. So try to match your audio and video quality as much as you can.
Yeah.
So that was about audio and video quality in production. So in video again, in audio, your phone, mic setup, etc. Noise cancellation is first. Trying to reduce the reverb and echo is the next part. And then next part was video also, obviously, where you either record in a DSLR or in a phone, etc. But we have come to realize that recording in DSLR is quite cumbersome, and at least the DSLR that I own, it's a 700D. It's like almost like best in the beginner line kind of a thing, and it records podcasts in whatever longer format videos in 4 GB parts. So it'll be like 10 minutes, then 11 minutes, and things like that. It'll have continuation, but then it gets filled up so fast. Like 27 minutes thing was, I remember, some 27 GB or something like that.
My God.
Yeah, and it's not even 1080p. It's I think 720p, 50 frames per second or something like that. So we felt that recording in phone is fine.
Yeah.
Camcorders are actually is another option, but I don't know who uses camcorder these days. But it's a good option. Like
I think developers and all, they'll be coding, right?
how is camcorder connected to, like, it's not camcorder. Mallu's no offense.
Yeah. Yeah,
Camcorder.
but in life and in podcasts, it's so important that use whatever existing resources that you have and try to use it more effectively, right? Like Abhinav said, whatever you have, whatever small things, it could be your recording software on the phone, right? Use that, use it effectively, block out whatever's not required. That's the first part. And second part, what you need to keep in mind is, I'm sure everyone watches TV shows, right? And there's always the first pilot episode that you have, right? And taking the same logic here, you got to do all of this, say recording, just make a 2-3 minute episode, right? And then figure out what's working, what's not working, how can you improve it. Talk to people who have done podcasts, right? And then kind of figure out, okay, look, this is what it is. Get their feedback and then understand, okay, how can you really do it? How can you enhance the audio and video with the existing resources that you have?
That's
and if
true.
you feel that existing resources are so goddamn bad, then go get yourself a bloody camera or a good microphone and then invest. But I think slowly just build up a certain amount of episodes, right? And then when you get in the hang of really doing podcasting, then you can start investing in the setup. You don't want to be investing 1 lakh and the return on investment is 0 because you just did it for the heck of it for the first 2 weeks because you had that zeal, and then after 2 weeks you kind of just wanted to go out and party, or you wanted to go out and meet some friends, and then it never happened. Right? Yeah. So
Exactly. So one point that Abhinandan mentioned was that basically do stuff, and then if you see it's consistent and if you're loving it, then invest in it. So doing stuff always precedes investment. And the second thing what he touched upon was that record 2-3 episodes. So have a buffer. That's like super important.
true.
And in our case, because we are like breaking down the episodes in 30 minutes, so we are trying our best to record every weekend, although it won't happen sometimes because, like, for example, he has to go and give an exam, and that weekend if some guests have come to my house, so, and obviously it's a weekend, we are working guys, so we don't have whole week to ourselves, it's only weekend, so it's understandable that we want to take some time off. Okay, so basically consistency is important. If you have kind of missed a week, make sure that you come back next week, and that's one thing. And the second thing is having a buffer. So at this point in time we have, I think, 4 episodes buffer with us. So ideally it's basically 2 full podcasts, I mean 2 full episodes and 4 smaller episodes. Ideally we used to have at one point, I remember, like 4, that is like 8 episodes almost. So it is difficult, but you should have a buffer ideally, like especially if it's a longer podcast, it may be difficult, but shorter podcast, definitely, just keep a buffer.
Yeah, and if you're talking about buffer, the one more important thing is, if your format is wherein you're getting guests to speak on your podcast, tell them in advance, because our calendars itself are uncontrollable. You don't really have control over a guest calendar, right? So they can free up their space because they have their lives too, right? So tell them before, a week or two before, and then let them know that you would require an hour or an hour and a half or 2 hours. Always give them a buffer, because they should not, you should not say, okay, look, half an hour we're doing, and then it goes on to 1.5 hours and their calendar gets pushed, and it would be a very uncomfortable situation that you are in.
And also, actually, when you tell them that, next week or like 2 weeks from now we'll have your podcast, and 3 weeks from now we'll have your podcast, when you say that, your guest will be like, whoa, these guys have a lot of people coming in, and like, I'm in line. So
the guests who are hearing this, actually we were not bluffing. So
yeah, that's true. One part we have to touch upon in production is when there is a third party and when you are having a Zoom kind of setup, what to do. So for a few months, when like the second wave was up, like I hadn't come out of house, he hadn't come out of his house, like although we stay in the same building, we weren't kind of like catching up and all, because things were like difficult. So we were recording from our homes, and we had so many podcasts during that time. So we had people speaking to us remotely over Zoom. So when it is Zoom that we are taking into account, so there are a few things that you have to keep in mind, that it will be better if you have Zoom subscription, because sometimes what happens is Zoom has only like 3 free trial, like full length thing or whatever. Post that, your recording stops at 40 minutes. So if you can finish it before 40 minutes, then it's sorted. But otherwise, that limit is kind of your curtailed to that.
One more thing is, if you don't have the subscription, even if it's 40 minutes, you can't record.
Oh, yes, you can't record. That's
so you
true.
can speak for 40 minutes, but you can just only speak.
Yeah.
You can't really record that stuff.
Yeah, recording is like most important, obviously. So Zoom subscription or Google Meet and things like that you can try out. And so what we do is, we have a Zoom setup for us. And apart from that, what we tell our guests is, can you please, we request them, like, would it be possible for you to record your audio separately in your phone while you're talking to us? And most of the times they are gracious enough, like if you ask them nicely, they'll be mostly like, why not? Because audio is like foremost for us. Zoom quality video is like fine, totally fine. So make sure that try to get that raw audio from them in any form.